Good morning, dear students. Today we will deal with yet another important organizational function which centers around the personnel and their performance. That function is supervision. Okay, so all of you are familiar with this function. So, why do you think this supervision is necessary? You all know that it is absolutely necessary. Why? For example, in a hospital, why supervision is necessary? So that जो भी एक्टिविटीज हम प्लान करते हैं, जितना भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल एक्टिविटीज है, in order to maintain the flow of organizational activities in the right direction and the right manner. And second important thing is that we have to assure the quality, है ना? हम लोग जो भी परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, जो भी एक्टिविटीज पेशेंट के केयर के लिए परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, उसका क्वालिटी. ओके, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ क्वालिटी? So assuring the quality of these activities through which services are rendered. So let us start. What is supervision? Okay, so as I've already told you that supervision is one of the most important management functions in an organization, in any organization. कोई भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो, है ना? हेल्थ केयर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो या मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी जैसा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो या एजुकेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो, आप देखोगे हर जगह सुपरविजन होता है. सिंपल एक एग्जांपल ले लीजिए. व्हेन अ बिल्डर इज बिल्डिंग अ is making a building, okay, there is a supervisor. Suppose there is no supervisor, what is the consequence? Yes, there will be accidents. Okay, the workers can get injured who are working to make a big building, they can get injured. Second thing, resources को misutilize कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, कोई आ रहा है तो कोई छुट्टी ले रहा है, तो इससे क्या हो रहा है? बिल्डिंग जो प्रपोज टाइम है उसमें वो बनेगा नहीं. ठीक है, इसलिए सुपरविजन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, स्पेशली हमारा हेल्थ केयर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. व्हाई इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट? बिकॉज वी आर डीलिंग विद पेशेंट केयर, और पेशेंट केयर एक ऐसा एरिया है जहां पे हम लोग कुछ भी पेंडिंग नहीं रख सकते. पेशेंट केयर कैन नॉट बी केप्ट पेंडिंग or left incomplete. Okay, so supervision is very important, and in this class we will learn why it is important in a healthcare organization. Okay, so in a scalar system, each level in the hierarchical organization is subject to the supervision of the immediately above level, and each employee is subject to the control of immediate superior person. So let me explain you this. You can see this is the hierarchy or the scalar system of nursing services. सबसे ऊपर में कौन है? चीफ नर्सिंग ऑफिसर है. दिस इज द लाइन ऑफ अथॉरिटी. आप लोग ने आपके पहले वाले क्लास में भी पढ़ा होगा. दिस इज द personnel in the line structure. So first we have chief nursing officer, nursing superintendent. Under her will be 3 more deputy or 2 deputy nursing superintendent, ward sister, clinical supervisor. Then we have a staff nurse, and under the staff nurse we can have the student nurse. So in a functional unit or nursing care unit, you know, the nursing staff who are responsible to provide nursing care to all the patients directly or indirectly, they are supervised by the sister in charge, है ना? staff nurse, कोई भी ward में staff nurse है या student nurse है, she is supervised by a clinical और अ सिस्टर इंचार्ज. और ऑल द सिस्टर इंचार्जेस आप देखे होंगे, आप हमारे अपना ही हॉस्पिटल को देख लीजिए, जितने भी सिस्टर इंचार्जेस है उनको कौन सुपरवाइज करता है? असिस्टेंट नर्सिंग सुपरिटेंडेंट या deputy nursing superintendent. Then they are supervised by the immediate superior, that is nursing superintendent. Okay, so this is the line of authority, and you see here supervision plays a very important role. Okay, the student nurse can be supervised by a staff nurse. Okay, then the activities of the staff nurse. ठीक है, जो वार्ड सिस्टर है वो अपने सबऑर्डिनेट को सुपरवाइज करेगी. वार्ड सिस्टर को उनके ऊपर में जो भी लाइन ऑफ अथॉरिटी में है, असिस्टेंट नर्सिंग सुपरिटेंडेंट है, दे विल सुपरवाइज. ओके, सो definition. So supervision, the dictionary meaning is to direct the performance or operation of an activity or process. Okay, we are not only supervising, we are not only watching the people doing thing, but at the same time we are directing also how to do that particular activity. For example, when you are going to a ward, okay, for your clinical duties, you are supervised by your clinical teachers, clinical instructors, lecturers. You are supervised by them. So what they are doing, they are not only supervising you what you are doing, but at the same time they are directing you how to perform that particular procedure, how to perform that particular activity. Okay, so it is not only watching, but here we are directing also. Okay, and second is to watch over so as to ensure appropriate behavior. At the same time, we are watching also so that you to see that the behavior of that particular staff or of that particular worker is appropriate or not. So this is, you can see the word meaning of supervision is, super means above, or you can say it as over also, and vision means seeing. Okay, so the word super means above and vision means seeing. So thus supervision is an act of a, above matlab it is the act koi superior person. Okay, it is an act of a superior person to see the work of the personnel who is working under him or her. Okay, so it is the action which is performed by a superior person. Above means it is performed by a superior person who sees the work of the personnel who is working under him or her. Okay, for example, the principal of a educational institute, she is a superior person, and under her the HODs, all they are the subordinates. So her duty is to supervise her immediate subordinates. Okay, and the HODs observe the or supervise the other subordinates who are working under her, maybe lecturers, associate professors, clinical instructors. Okay, so it is the act of a superior person to see the work of the personnel working under him or her. So this overseeing also means observing, गाइडिंग एंड जजिंग. ठीक है, सुपरविजन का मतलब सिर्फ देखना नहीं है. ठीक है, सिर्फ आप अपने सबऑर्डिनेट क्या कर रहे हैं देखना नहीं है, इसके अलावा डायरेक्टिंग, आप उनको गाइड करेंगे, डायरेक्ट करेंगे, इन्वेस्टिगेट भी करना है. अगर सपोज स्टूडेंट इज डूइंग समथिंग रॉन्ग or she is coming late every day, you have to investigate why her behavior is like that, why she is coming late, or why that particular worker is coming late. Okay, so investigating, guiding, helping and advising the subordinates in their performance. And why we are doing all these things? We are doing only with the purpose of achieving the objectives. Okay, so in a hospital our main objective is what? To give the best quality patient care. Okay, so in order to fulfill this objective, supervision or the seeing the performance of the worker is very important. Okay, so thus you can say that supervision is a teaching learning process. Why we are calling it as a teaching learning process? Because इसमें आप observe कर रहे हो, इसमें आप monitor कर रहे हो, इसमें आप evaluate कर रहे हो अपने worker को, है ना, और उसके बाद आप उसको guide भी कर रहे हो, है ना, you are guiding them to perform their activities, okay, effectively and efficiently, maintaining all the standards. So who is the supervisor? One who supervises others by assigning and monitoring tasks. So supervisor का काम क्या है? जो भी टास्क है उसको असाइन, जैसे सिस्टर इंचार्ज है, सिस्टर इंचार्ज का काम क्या है कि अपने स्टाफ को एक एक वर्क शी विल डिस्ट्रीब्यूट, है ना. स्टूडेंट नर्स का काम क्या है? सवेरे आना है, शी हैज टू चेक द आर्टिकल्स or she has to see the clinical area, the unit, है ना, to see the cleanliness of that unit, giving medications, okay, doing the care, okay, the personal hygiene of the patients. Okay, so student will do that. Then staff nurse का काम क्या है? Giving medications, giving injections. So in that way it is the supervisor who assigns and monitor the task. So supervision is a process where an expert or more experienced practitioner guides and directs the performance of a less skilled practitioner in order to help and improve the performance. ठीक है, तो एक वार्ड में या एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में सुपरवाइजर कौन बनता है? जिसको ज्यादा एक्सपीरियंस है, जो मोर एक्सपर्ट है उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया में. Okay, so so this supervision is done by by an expert or an experienced person, and it is her duty or his duty to guide and direct that performance of the other performer who is less experienced. Okay, now for example, the student, like a student comes for learning, so it is a duty of the staff nurse because she is more experienced. Okay, so she will guide the student nurse to do certain activities related to patient care, so you become more confident in doing your activities, and this will improve your performance. Then by which employees are given the needed resources. Okay, so supervision cannot take place in a blank area or in a vacuum. Okay, employees को काम करने के लिए you have to give them resources. Okay, if you are working in a ward, the staff nurse has to be provided with all the resources so that they can complete their jobs. Now these are the goals of supervision. Okay, so first, to bring personal and professional growth of employees in order to achieve quality in the healthcare system. Okay, professional growth का development का मतलब क्या है? Professional मतलब it is a process of improving practice. Okay, it is in our profession is improving our practice by continuing education and by ट्रेनिंग. ओके, जैसे आप देखे होंगे अभी कोविड सिचुएशन में ही ले लो, नाउ द नर्सेस आर बीइंग सेंट टू गेट ट्रेनिंग, है ना, फॉर केयर ऑफ द कोविड पेशेंट्स, how to wear the PPE, how to control the infections, what all precautions to be. So that is their professional growth. Okay, so professional development, it is a process of improving practice, and because you all know that मेडिकल साइंस एक ऐसा फील्ड है जहाँ पे नॉलेज रोज नया होता रहता है. ठीक है, आज एक मेडिसिन काम हो रहा है, कल नेक्स्ट अ न्यू मेडिसिन कैन कम. ओके, so you should keep your level of knowledge up to date. You have to be updated. So it is a process of improving practice by continuing education and training. So नेक्स्ट थिंग इज दैट इट ऑल्सो मीन्स करियर डेवलपमेंट, है ना, करियर एडवांसमेंट. सब अपने प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में सब चाहते हैं कि मेरा प्रमोशंस हो, मेरे को और अच्छे पोजीशन में जाए हमारे, सो दैट इट विल एलिवेट अवर responsibilities. Okay, so this supervision helps to bring personal and professional growth of employees. Okay, so second, it is the key to maintain standards. Okay, so without supervision what will happen? जैसे हॉस्पिटल्स में when you are working, some standards are there. Okay, for example, इन्फेक्शन कंट्रोल को करने के लिए कुछ स्टैंडर्ड है, कुछ प्रोटोकॉल है, कुछ पॉलिसी है, तो ये सुपरविजन से ही मेंटेन होगा. सो to the main purpose of these professional standards is to direct and maintain safe and clinically competent nursing practice. These standards are important for our profession. Okay, why it is important for these standards? Because they promote and guide our clinical practice. ठीक है, so ये standards, we can utilize these professional standards to identify areas for improvement in our clinical practice and work areas, as well as to improve patient and workplace safety also. इसलिए तो आप देखे होंगे organizational policies बनता है, guidelines बनता है, ताकि हम लोग उस guidelines को follow करें. Okay, so that is why it is very important. Supervision is very important, because if suppose supervision is not there, what will happen? The standards will not be maintained, and it can have an effect on the quality of the patient care. Okay, then to persist in the delivery of high quality of healthcare services. Yes, it is important for providing high quality of healthcare services. Okay, then to assist and to help in the development of staff to their highest potential. Supervision also helps, as I've already told you, it helps in your professional and the personal growth. So it brings out the ability of the development of a staff to its highest potential. Next is to interpret policies. Okay, objectives and need of the organization. तो जैसे healthcare organizations में भी बहुत से policies है, objectives है, तो वो policies, objectives किसका duty है? Supervisor का duty है to convey it or to explain it or to tell her subordinates or the worker who is or the nurses who is working under her. Okay, so you all know what is policy. What is policy? It is a guide, okay, which tells your responsibilities. Okay, so for example, वार्ड पॉलिसीज, वार्ड में आप देखेंगे बहुत से पॉलिसीज है. ये पॉलिसीज क्यों है? इट विल प्रिवेंट द लॉस ऑफ टाइम, okay, and it also prevents interruptions of the ward work. Okay, then it avoids repetition. Okay, it avoids undesirable repetition and confusion in the smooth running of the ward. जैसे for example, गाइडलाइंस रहता है हाउ यू हैव टू बिगिन द डेज वर्क. आप देखे होंगे वार्ड में जाते ही है, सबसे पहले आप वार्ड में जाओगे तो क्या होता है, यू हैव टू, आप एज अ स्टूडेंट नर्स when you go to the ward, the sister will explain you what you have to do there. Okay, first thing that you have to do is, okay, go and read the report. You see which patients need personal care, then you go for bed making, isn't it? सबसे पहले bed making के लिए जाते हैं, फिर आप then you are obliged, you have to do the personal hygiene. The person who is unconscious, you have to do the, you are given the guidelines that person who cannot do anything, you have to do the personal hygiene. Okay, so it is one of the goal of the supervision, that is to interpret the policies, objectives of the organization. ठीक है, तो it includes guidelines for beginning the day's work, टेकिंग ओवर इन ईच शिफ्ट, है ना, हर शिफ्ट में ओवर लेना है. ठीक है, एक वार्ड का गाइडलाइन यही है ना. पहले जब नर्स आएगी, सबसे पहले स्टाफ नर्स आएगी, उनको ये काम करना है, उसके बाद वार्ड का पूरा रूटीन करना है, पेशेंट्स को जो इंजेक्शंस देना है, 8 बजे का मेडिकेशंस देना है. Okay, these are certain guidelines. So this has to be interpreted. Working hours कितना है, admission procedure, discharge, diet, everything. Okay, the visiting hours. So all, what are the standing orders for the patient care? So it is the duty of, it is one of the goal of supervision to interpret these policies, objectives and need, etc. of the organization. Then to plan services cooperatively and to develop coordination to avoid overlapping. So supervision helps in cooperation and coordination. Okay, so you must have seen it is a duty of the ward in charge to make a duty roster, plan the duty roster. कौन सी सिस्टर फर्स्ट शिफ्ट में आएगी, कौन सी सेकंड में आएगी, कितने लोग को डे ऑफ देना, नहीं है तो क्या होगा, ओवरलैपिंग होगा, है ना. आप सारे नर्सेस को फर्स्ट शिफ्ट डाल के रखोगे तो who will do the duty in the second shift, who will do the duty in the night shift, especially during the time of emergency. Okay, so and it is also in our profession we have to work cooperatively also. Okay, we have to work with the physician, we have to work with the dietitian, we have to work with the lab technician. So all these services has to be planned when you are going to do supervision. Okay, and to develop the coordination to avoid overlapping. Then to assist in the problem solving of the matters concerning personal, administrative and operation of services. You all know that supervision means also solving matters. Okay, it can be related to personal, it can be related to administrative and operation services. For example, personal. If suppose a personal problem in any organization, if a person who is working, she has personal problem, it can have an effect on the work output also. So it is the supervisor, she has to see to the personal problem of her employees or the subordinates, administrative and operation services. For example, shortage of staff, shortage of resources, the materials needed for the care of the patient. Okay, so all these has to be sought out, and supervision is one of the function that helps in sorting out, assisting in problem solving. Then to develop standards of service and methods of evaluation, yes, through supervision you can evaluate the personnel, है ना. आप एक पर्सन को इवैल्यूएट कर सकते हो, आप अपने वार्ड सिस्टर अपने स्टाफ नर्स को इवैल्यूएट कर सकती है कि हाँ वो जो काम कर रही है वो सर्विस के हिसाब, स्टैंडर्ड के हिसाब से कर रही है, वार्ड में टाइम से आ रही है, हैंड ओवर कर रही है, यूटिलाइजिंग द रिसोर्सेज प्रॉपरली. सो दिस हेल्प्स टू डेवलप it. It also acts as a means of evaluation. Then to evaluate the services given, yes, whatever the job responsibilities are given, you are evaluating that, you are evaluating the personal performance and the progress that is made. And to even, you are not only observing, you are not only evaluating, as I've already told you, and to suggest changes for improving the work effectively and outcome of the personnel. Okay, you are also suggesting changes, what has to be done in order to improve the work effectively and outcome of the personnel. Now, for example, just I'll give you an example. For example, during this COVID situation, in wearing that PPE for such a long hours is very difficult for the nurses. Okay, so it has been observed by the supervisors or who are working, who are evaluating this work, that जैसे हमारे हॉस्पिटल में है, ठीक है, जब हमारे D1 ward is a ward where the patient's suspected cases are kept. Okay, so when the first day a staff nurse goes with full of that PPE, it is very difficult for her to stand in this humid climate with all the PPE for 8 hours. Okay, so it can because you are going in and you are getting uh, because of that you feel suffocation. Some nurses were there who even were not feeling well, so this can have an effect on the work, isn't it? Okay, it can have an effect on the work, na? So for that some changes were made. Okay, for example, the nurses were asked to work only for 3 hours. Okay, so that the work goes on smoothly and effectively, and it will not and it will result in a better outcome of the personnel also. Now, these are the principles of supervision. Do not overburden a staff. Okay, a staff should not be overburdened. You if suppose you should not be unfair in delegating the work. Okay, you have to delegate the work equally to all your staff, है ना. सारे स्टाफ को एक समान आपको डेलीगेशन करना, वर्क करना. एक ही स्टाफ आ रहा है, सवेरे से वही स्टाफ बेड मेकिंग कर रहा है, वही स्टाफ इंजेक्शन लगा रहा है, वही स्टाफ मेडिकेशन दे रहा है, वही स्टाफ प्रोसीजर्स कर रहा है, तो इट कैन ओवरबर्डन अ स्टाफ. सो नेवर overburden a staff. As a you should have that planning and how to manpower planning. Okay, how you distribute the work among your subordinates. Okay, then do not exert undue pressure. You should not give them unnecessary pressure. Okay, all will do the work according to their ability. Yes, supervision is necessary whether they are doing it according to the standards that is laid down in a particular ward, in a particular unit, in a particular um, organization. So but you should not exert undue pressure on your subordinate. Then next is give autonomy to the staff. Okay, autonomy. Autonomy means what do you mean by autonomy? Autonomy means you should let them do their work. Okay, in which they are well versed with. Okay, so according to their ability, according to their personality, you should give autonomy to the staff. Then be professionally and technically competent. Yes, supervisor should be professionally and technically also competent. And suppose if you are telling your subordinate to do a particular procedure and you yourself will not know that, then it is of your supervision is of no use. So you should be professionally and technically competent. Okay, you should have technical skills, you should have professional skills. Okay, again, as a supervisor, you should not only understand the needs and styles of the staff and provide feedback, but you also should train your staff continuously so that their knowledge is increased. Okay, so that will add to their profession, that will add to their technical knowledge. इसलिए एक supervisor जो है, he or she should be very much aware of the job responsibilities. Okay, she should be very much aware of her own job responsibilities together with the skills, knowledge and attitudes that is required to perform that particular job. Then provide necessary counseling, guidance and training of staff. As I've already told you from the beginning, that supervision does not mean only watching, okay, only judging, only evaluating. It also means counseling. Wherever the subordinates or wherever the worker or the nurses, they have problem, either it can be a personal problem, either it can be an administrative problem related to their work services, you have to counsel them, you have to guide them. And if you see that as a supervisor, it is your duty to identify the learning needs of your staff. Okay, आपको लर्निंग नीड्स को आइडेंटिफाई करना है, और आपको लगता है कोई भी एरिया में आपके स्टाफ का knowledge कम है, तो you have to train your staff. Okay, then encourage staff in decision making. Yes, you have to help, or you have to encourage them in decision making. Okay, that's why you have to build a very good interpersonal relationship among your workers. Okay, so you encourage, you know, for example, while planning a patient care. Okay, suppose a serious patient comes and you are planning for care of the patient. Instead of you as a supervisor कि क्या करना चाहिए इस patient को सवेरे, you take the knowledge of your, you can ask your staff nurse also to together take the decision as to what to do. Then communicate freely with the workers. As I've already told you that you have to communicate, you should have build good interpersonal relationship of the workers, okay, with among the workers. Okay, so this will you know, when you have this good interpersonal relation, it will develop a spirit of dedication. Okay, or then teamwork will be there, cooperation will be there, and workers के बीच में एक harmony भी रहेगा. Okay, and they will come up with their problems to you. Then of course you provide good leadership. You should have good leadership. So how can you maintain a good leadership? By effective planning. ना आप अपने unit में आप planning, you do it effectively, और just और fair distribution करो workload का, time को कैसे use करना है, परफॉर्मेंस क्वालिटी कैसे इंप्रूव करना है, क्वांटिटी कैसे इंप्रूव करना है. आप देखो आपके सबऑर्डिनेट्स व्हाट टाइप ऑफ क्वांटिटी एंड क्वालिटी ऑफ वर्क दे आर डूइंग. ठीक है, देन एंटिसिपेट डिफिकल्टीज एंड प्रॉब्लम्स. ओके, बिकॉज यू नो हमारा प्रोफेशन ऐसा है, हमारा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऐसा है, जैसे अभी कोविड टाइम में यू सी the ward is full in COVID hospital full of patients, so it is a time of heavy load of work. So you see, anticipate the difficulties. आप देखो क्या difficulties आ सकता है, क्या problems आ सकता है. Okay, you have to anticipate the emergencies and you have to plan accordingly. Okay, that will make you a good leader. Okay, so ensure good planning, organizing and coordination. Then create suitable climate for productive work. Okay, it is not only giving just training them or counseling them, you have to give a good suitable climate for good work also. Okay, that for example giving a period of rest, giving a period of little break. Okay, in that way, okay, giving a good climate so that the work will the output or the of your personnel will be more productive. Encourage innovation, you allowing free flow of ideas, share positive experience. Okay, if suppose your staff or your subordinates come with new ideas, okay, accept it. Okay, you have to encourage innovation for allowing free flow of ideas, share positive experiences, understand the situations and the problems, adopt positive and supportive attitude rather than an attitude for inspection. Supervision does not mean that full time you are inspecting. You should have a supportive attitude. You see the problems where you can guide them, where you can help them. That type of attitude you should have. That means supportive attitude. You should support your worker. Okay. Then focus on continued and sustained staff growth. Okay. So next is you have to also support the staff growth professionally and personally. Now these are the techniques of supervision. So let us see the techniques. So you see, techniques are based on 3 stages. First stage is preparation. Okay, as I've already told you that supervision needs a good deal of planning. ठीक है, अच्छा प्लानिंग होना चाहिए. Okay, so whether supervision is done in a nursing care unit or in a specialized functional unit like operation theater, labor room, outpatient department, community nursing setting, as a supervisor, you have to go through these 3 stages. Okay, so the first stage is preparation for supervision. So as a nursing supervisor, you have to make good preparation for successful supervision. So while getting prepared to supervise, you should focus on some specific issues, okay, as to what is the efficacy of the services that is provided to the patient. So what is it? First is a preparation, okay, stage 1. First is, see, you have to see relevant problems which may arise. Okay, आप कहीं पे भी सुपरवाइज कर रहे हो, सबसे पहले आप देखो क्या सर्विसेज पेशेंट्स को प्रोवाइड हो रहा है, और उसके बाद आप एंटिसिपेट करिए कि क्या रेलेवेंट प्रॉब्लम्स कैन अराइज. देन द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ इंडिविजुअल मेंबर्स ऑफ स्टाफ. ओके, आपको परफॉर्मेंस देखना है इंडिविजुअल स्टाफ मेंबर्स का, हाउ they are dedicated towards their work, how they are carrying out their job responsibilities, the assigned jobs, then how they are utilizing the resources. Okay, how the limited resources, है ना, कि देखो आप अभी ये कोविड सिचुएशन में हमारे पास रिसोर्सेज बहुत लिमिटेड है, 3: मैन पावर, मटीरियल एंड मनी. ओके, सो whatever is there, how they are using it, effective utilization हो रहा है क्या. तो इस ये सब चीजों के लिए प्रॉपर प्रिपरेशन चाहिए. उसमें सबसे पहले आपको क्या करना है? स्टडी ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स. यू हैव टू डू द स्टडी ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स. यू हैव टू स्टडी ऑल द डॉक्यूमेंट्स दैट इज रिलेटेड टू हॉस्पिटल पॉलिसी. सुपरवाइजर का काम क्या है? सुपरवाइजर को देखना है कि ये हॉस्पिटल का पॉलिसी क्या है, रूटीन क्या है, रूल्स क्या है, गाइडलाइंस क्या है, प्रोसीजर मैनुअल्स क्या क्या है, जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन क्या है, हर एक कैटेगरी. स्टाफ नर्स का जॉब रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या है, स्टूडेंट नर्स का क्या है, वार्ड इंचार्ज का क्या सुपर वार्ड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है या ड्यूटी है, डेप्यूटी नर्सिंग सुपरिटेंडेंट. सो यू हैव टू स्टडी द डॉक्यूमेंट्स, ओके, रिलेटेड टू द all these things: hospital policy, routine, rules, guidelines, procedure manuals. You should know the job description of each category of personnel, standard norms क्या है, टारगेट. जैसे कम्युनिटी सेटिंग में है इम्यूनाइजेशन, आपको पता है इम्यूनाइजेशन प्रोग्राम है, तो उस इम्यूनाइजेशन प्रोग्राम का टारगेट क्या है, टारगेट कौन से बच्चों को देना है, कितने लोगों को लगाना है, पर वीक कितने लोग आना है. यू हैव टू स्टडी ऑल दैट थिंग्स. देन सेकेंड इज आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ प्रायोरिटी फॉर सुपरविजन. आप देखिए आपके एरिया में किस चीज को प्रायोरिटी सुपरविजन करना है. सो प्रायोरिटाइज एरियाज, एक्टिविटीज and task related to nursing care services in a hospital or in a community which should be supervised. For example, in a ward, the priority area for supervision is what? Patient care, isn't it? Patient care. Then to the staff, enough staff is maybe enough staff is there to do the work. So you have to identify what is the main area that you have to supervise. Okay, so this will make your supervision most effective. So this is the time when you have to identify the task, है ना, क्या करना है, क्या एक्टिविटी करना है, कौन से एरिया में करना है, कौन सा the units and the staff who must receive priority attention from you as the supervisor. So you have to identify the priority area. Then you prepare a supervision schedule. Okay, that is preparation of supervision schedule. So it is very essential that you prepare checklist for observation in the wards. जैसे इंस्टीट्यूशनल सेटिंग्स में आप एक चेकलिस्ट बना लीजिए, है ना. सुपरविजन जैसे आप सवेरे आएंगे तो क्या क्या सुपरवाइज, आपके 8 आवर्स ड्यूटी में आप क्या क्या सुपरवाइज, एज अ सुपरवाइजर व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू सुपरवाइज, आप एक चेकलिस्ट बनाइए. सबसे पहले हम वार्ड में आएंगे, सबसे पहले सिस्टर लोग क्या, अगर एक ही स्टाफ नर्स है तो उनका प्रायोरिटी एरिया क्या है, एक स्टाफ नर्स है और 60 पेशेंट्स है. सो staff storage she has to arrange for the staff, isn't it? So you prepare a schedule. Okay, तो checklist बनाइए. First thing, when I come to this ward for 8 hours of duty, what is my first thing I have to do? Okay, whether the whole of the staff, enough staff is present according to the ratio of the patients, all the necessary equipments are present. So in that way you have to prepare a supervision schedule. So it is essential that you prepare checklist for observation. So you have to prepare plan and schedule of visits on the basis of the priority needs, and you have to carry on your supervision as you have made in your checklist. Okay. Second stage is supervision. So first stage is preparation for supervision. Second stage is supervision. You have done the preparation. Now you are ready to begin your supervisory work. So in this stage, the tools which you are to use, it is मतलब इसमें आपका क्या टूल्स रहेगा सुपरविजन में? क्या? जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन, आपके सबऑर्डिनेट्स का जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन, जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन में टास्क डिस्क्रिप्शन, हर लोगों का काम क्या है, वीकली टाइम टेबल, चेकलिस्ट और रेटिंग स्केल। हर एक टास्क का चेकलिस्ट भी होना चाहिए और रेटिंग स्केल भी होना चाहिए। तो इसके लिए क्या क्या करना है? सबसे पहले एस्टैब्लिश कॉन्टैक्ट्स। okay, so you are not only to establish contact with your subordinate staff. okay, it's not that आपको सिर्फ आपके स्टाफ के साथ कांटेक्ट बना के रखना है, बाय नोइंग देम इंडिविजुअली एंड लर्निंग द इंडिविजुअल वर्कलोड एंड टास्क, है ना। आपका काम वार्ड में आने से आपका काम केवल ये नहीं है कि आप अपने जो सबऑर्डिनेट्स है उनको आप देख रहे हो इंडिविजुअली, उनका वर्कलोड क्या है, उनका टास्क क्या है, नो, but you also have to develop contacts with the patients, their relatives and the others. okay, maybe doctors, maybe the physiotherapist and all the other influential others in the institutional settings and families and the given community. okay, so first thing is establish contact. Second is review of the objectives, targets and norms. ठीक है, आप रिव्यू करिए अपने सबऑर्डिनेट्स के साथ, अपने सुपरवाइजर्स के साथ। तो यू शुड, as a supervisor, you should see that the subordinates, they know what are the objectives of nursing care in different nursing units and the objectives. ठीक है, excuse me. So you have to आपको अपने सबऑर्डिनेट्स के साथ मिल के आपके वार्ड का ऑब्जेक्टिव्स क्या है, टारगेट क्या है, नॉर्म्स क्या है, ये सब रिव्यू करना है। ठीक है, फिर है review the job description. So as a supervisor, you should also review the job description, especially the description of the duties, activities and the task, the duty roster and weekly timetable to ensure that each member of nursing staff knows, understands and accepts them. ठीक है, आपको रिव्यू करना है जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन, आपको उनको बताना है कि तुम्हारा एज स्टूडेंट नर्स आ रहा है, स्टूडेंट नर्स का काम ये है, स्टाफ नर्स का काम ये है। ठीक है, थोड़ा उससे स्टाफ, थोड़ा एक्सपीरियंस नर्सों को उनका काम है डाइट बनाना, रिपोर्ट लिखना। ठीक है, तो आपको ये सारे एक्टिविटीज को बताना है, अपना ड्यूटी रोस्टर जो बना रहे हो, वीकली टाइम टेबल आप जो बना रहे हो, ये आपको देखना है कि हर मेंबर, okay, each member of the nursing staff, they knows, understands and accepts them. okay, then you have to observe the staff's motivation. आप कैसे ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो स्टाफ के मोटिवेशन को? उनके परफॉर्मेंस से, है ना। अगर स्टाफ मोटिवेटेड है तो उसका परफॉर्मेंस भी अच्छा ही रहेगा। ओके, जो 8 घंटे में 8 घंटे का काम है उसमें उसका स्टाफ परफॉर्मेंस भी अच्छा ही रहेगा। सो ऑब्जर्व द नर्सिंग स्टाफ्स मोटिवेशन अबाउट द एक्चुअल यूज ऑफ वर्क टाइम, है ना, हाउ शी इज यूजिंग हर वर्क टाइम। okay, like some of the people, they have the habit of just coming, sitting, gossiping and going away. So it is your duty to observe your staff's motivation. How you are going to do, how you are going to observe this? By seeing that how they are utilizing the time and its effects on the performance of activities. Okay, so through her actual performance. Okay, so you have to observe the nursing staff's motivation, then observe for any actual or potential conflicts. ना, कुछ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स तो नहीं है आपस में, सबऑर्डिनेट्स हो सकता है आपस में कुछ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होगा, पर्सनल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होगा, ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होगा। सो यू हैव टू ऑब्जर्व फॉर एनी एक्चुअल और potential conflicts. At the same time, you also have to observe the performance of all the tasks of your workers. For example, the skills. ठीक है, पूरा skills, technical skills, managerial skills, attitude, आपके स्टाफ नर्स का एटीट्यूड क्या है आपके पेशेंट्स के लिए, रिलेटिव्स के लिए, उनके कलीग्स के साथ क्या एटीट्यूड है। ठीक है, फैमिलीज के लिए, then organization. Okay, how the staff is using the equipment, the materials in the ward or in the or organizing the resources, or how they are utilizing the resources. Okay, The other very important thing in stage 2 in supervision that I've left out is you have to identify the gaps and the needs for follow up action. Okay, so आप ऑब्जर्व करने के बाद आपको एक फीडबैक डाटा मिलता है, ठीक है, तो उस फीडबैक डाटा में आप देखिए कि आपके स्टाफ का आप यू आइडेंटिफाई द नीड ऑफ योर स्टाफ. ओके, it can be like a learning need. Okay, you need to improve the staff's knowledge. It can be an attitude of your staff, you behavior of your staff that you need to improve. Then it may be a practical skill. Okay, so you see, okay, you have to see the need. Okay, you have to follow up. ये सिर्फ सुपरविजन करने से नहीं होगा, आपको देखना गैप्स क्या है, नीड्स क्या है. नीड कुछ भी हो सकता है ना, पर्सनल नीड्स भी हो सकता है, आपके स्टाफ को नॉलेज अपडेट करने का जरूर इम्प्रूव करने का जरूरत हो सकता है, कुछ स्किल्स ऐसा है दैट नीड टू बी इम्प्रूव, दैट नीड टू बी इवन द एटीट्यूड्स. ओके, सो यू आस्क ईच स्टाफ to suggest specific ways in which the necessary learning can be accomplished. Okay, next is stage 3, that is follow up. You have done the supervision. Your functions in the role of a supervisor does not end in only performing the activities. Okay, so unless actions to follow up the gaps and needs identified during stage 2 are taken, supervision remains incomplete. Okay, जब तक आप फॉलो अप नहीं करोगे, आपको पता है आपने आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया गैप्स है, नीड है, आपने आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया और उसको छोड़ दिया, नहीं. Okay, unless and until you do not follow up, it will remain incomplete. So each supervisor must prepare a report on the observations that is made during supervision. Okay, and this report is used as a tool for taking follow-up actions, which may include reorganization of timetable, work plan और duty roster. Okay, तो supervision में आप देखो, आप अपना टाइम टेबल है उसको आप अपने स्टाफ के साथ मिलके कीजिए. टाइम टेबल है, वर्क जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल excuse me, as you know, when we were doing our clinical duties, when we were working as clinical staff, at that time, you know, when the duty roster was made, the supervisor used to ask us कि आपको कौन से दिन आपको डे ऑफ चाहिए according to the convenient of the worker. Okay, so this can be done. So you reorganize the timetable, work plan or the duty roster. Then you plan for in-service training programs for your nursing personnel, continuing education. Wherever you feel that there is a gap in knowledge or there is a need for learning among your nursing staff, you organize programs for them. Then initiate changes in logistics support or supply of systems. So you provide them with all the resources that is needed for them to work. Okay, then initiating actions for organizing staff welfare activities. It is not only that you are keep on making your staff work and work and work for 8 hours. So you have to see that, because it can overburden your staff, it can even reduce the output of the work. So in that way you have to initiate some actions so that you can organize for staff welfare activities. Then you can provide counseling and guidance regarding career development and professional growth also. Now let us see the methods of supervision. So there are 3 methods of supervision. Supervision, as you all know, it is a cooperative process. Okay, and that has for its objective the improvement of nursing service. हमारे nursing में supervision का importance क्या है? Objective क्या है? The improvement of nursing service. So to achieve these objectives, 3 different methods of supervision are there. That is technical versus creative. Technical methods, by the term itself you understand that they are some of the basic supervisory skills, okay, which need to be trained. For example, group conferences कैसे करना है, group discussions क्या है. These are the technical methods of supervision. Okay, next is creative supervision. Creative supervision means this helps you to adjust to the situation. For example, a new staff is appointed in your unit. ठीक है, so इसमें creative supervision का काम क्या है? आप उनको you have to, for example, orienting है ना, you are providing a period of orienting for these new staff. So that is according to the need of the staff. That is creative supervision. So creative supervision provides maximum adaptation to the situation. Next is cooperative versus authoritative supervision. ठीक है, in cooperative supervision आपको टर्म से ही समझ में आ रहा है, there is full participation of each member of the group in planning, action and decision. लेकिन authoritarian supervision में क्या है, the responsibility only and only it centers around the supervisor. वो अपने सबऑर्डिनेट से कुछ पूछेगा नहीं, बस उसका स्टाफ का काम क्या है, वो जो भी बनाएगा यू हैव टू फॉलो दैट ऑर्डर्स. ओके, बट सी बोथ आर नीडेड अकॉर्डिंग टू द सिचुएशन एंड सर्कमस्टांसेस. ओके, बोथ दिस cooperative supervision is also noted. At times authoritative supervision is also needed. Then scientific versus intuitive supervision. Scientific supervision क्या है, this is based on objective study and measurement. ठीक है ना, इंस्टेड ऑफ पर्सनल जजमेंट और ओपिनियन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल जैसे रिसर्च स्टडीज में, उसमें हम लोग साइंटिफिक सुपरविजन करते हैं क्योंकि उसमें कुछ ऑब्जेक्टिव्स होता है और उस ऑब्जेक्टिव्स को फुलफिल करने के लिए हम लोग सुपरवाइज करते हैं कि वेदर दैट ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैव बीन फुलफिल्ड और नॉट. ओके, सो इट इज बेस्ड ऑन, it relies on the objectives of the study, whereas intuitive supervision needs to maintain the interpersonal relationship. So that is intuitive supervision. In intuitive supervision, there needs to develop a interpersonal relationship. So these are the methods of supervision. Now these are the other, you can say the other styles of supervision. So you all know these are the different terms that are used. Okay, there are two main styles. Two main styles are task centered and employee centered. Task centered से ही आपको समझ में आ रहा है, जो सुपरवाइजर है उसका मोर एम्फेसिस किस में रहेगा, काम पे. ठीक है, परफॉर्मर के ऊपर नहीं. ठीक है, सबऑर्डिनेट जो वर्कर है उसके ऊपर नहीं. मोर एम्फेसाइज विल बी ऑन द टास्क more than the performer whom he or she supervises. Okay, ऐसे सुपरवाइजर्स का मेन एम क्या है, कुछ भी करके काम खत्म होना है ना. आप एक्स्ट्रा टाइम रुको, ओवर टाइम करो, खाना खाओ, खाना नहीं खाओ. ठीक है, दिस टाइप ऑफ सुपरवाइजर्स they believe that task is more important. Okay, उसका मेन कंसर्न टास्क के लिए है ना, his or her concern for the task is high and therefore she or he neglects the human aspects in dealing with the staff. So this type of supervisors, that is task centered supervisor, they neglect the human aspects. Okay, so है ना, ऐसे सुपरवाइजर को आप कैसे व्यू करोगे, कैसे देखोगे, ये तो बहुत ही स्ट्रिक्ट है ना, this person is a very tough master, you say, isn't it? But at times this also becomes very necessary. Okay, next is employee centered. Such supervisors are people oriented. ठीक है, लोगों को थोड़ा सा भी प्रॉब्लम होगा तो हेल्प करेगा, या he is or you can say he is more concerned with the staff or the workers, their needs, their welfare is very important. Therefore if इनका मेन जो मुद्दा क्या रहता है कि if employees are well taken care of, then they will work well and they are also capable of taking responsibilities. Okay, so such a supervisory style at an extreme can also lead to inefficiency. ठीक है, क्योंकि कुछ वर्कर्स लोग का काम, सबऑर्डिनेट्स क्या सोचेंगे, अरे ये तो बहुत ही लीनियंट आदमी है, हम लोग कैसे भी करेंगे तो वो तो कुछ भी नहीं बोलेगा. ऐसा एक एटीट्यूड रहता है ना. अगर आपका सुपरवाइजर है ना, आपका टीचर, आपको जब लगेगा कि अरे मेरी टीचर तो कुछ बोलती नहीं है, डांटती नहीं है, तो आप क्या करोगे, आप अपना काम करना बंद कर दोगे, आप अपने हिसाब से आओगे. Isn't it? You are seeing, or you know all these things. So sometimes this supervisory style can also lead to inefficiency if the subordinates take them as a lenient person. So the effectiveness of a style, it depends on various factors, that is the nature of the task, the nature of the employee and the situation. Okay, then there are three other supervisory styles which may be practiced, that is autocratic or critical, that I have already told you. Task centered, autocratic, critical, who cannot tolerate any deviation from norms, lack of quality and work, lack of discipline. Okay, a very strict supervisor. Time means you have to come in time. मतलब शी विल नॉट टॉलरेट एनी डिविएशन, एनी लैक ऑफ वर्किंग. ओके, आपको जो बोला गया, जो स्टैंडर्ड बोला गया, आपको यू हैव टू वर्क इन दैट स्टैंडर्ड. Lack of quality in work she will not tolerate, and lack of discipline. So the decisions are always made by herself or himself, and such supervisors, they demand subordinates only to follow their directions. Okay, that is autocratic. Benevolent supervisor. This type of supervisor is very protective of her subordinates, and keeps on telling, then they keep on telling what they should do, what they should not do. यानी कि हमेशा अपने सबॉर्डिनेट्स को प्रोटेक्ट करके रखेगा. ठीक है, क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है, ऐसे करना है. So such supervisors are very much liked by workers. Okay, both but are effective as long as they are physically present. तो ऐसे supervisors कब तक रहेगा, इफेक्टिव रहेगा, जब तक आपका सुपरवाइजर आपके साथ है. जैसे ही आपका, क्योंकि जो सबॉर्डिनेट्स हैं वो पूरे किसके ऊपर डिपेंडेंट है, सुपरवाइजर के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट है. और एक दिन सुपरवाइजर फिजिकली प्रेजेंट नहीं होगा तो क्या होगा, द वर्क विल नॉट बी डन. ओके, देन इज अ डेमोक्रेटिक सुपरवाइजर. अ डेमोक्रेटिक सुपरवाइजर हु बिलीव्स इन अ स्टाइल, मतलब मतलब सबॉर्डिनेट्स को अपने हिसाब से काम करने देता है. ओके, so the subordinates with this type of supervisor tend to develop confidence in their work. Democratic means they allow the subordinates to do the work with according to their personality, according to their confidence. So this will help in developing confidence in their work. They are independent. Okay, मतलब ऐसे टाइप के supervisors अपने subordinates को autonomy देता है काम करने के लिए. Okay, they are quite independent and cooperate with one another and they work together. Okay, so if you see all these styles, most of the people, they like to work under a democratic supervisor. Okay, but that doesn't mean that the democratic style is always the best. Okay, sometimes the autocratic supervision becomes very important. Okay, so these are the styles of supervision. Now let us see the qualities of a good supervisor. Okay, now what are the qualities of a good supervisor? Some personal qualities like, you know, attractive personality, good health, high intelligence. Okay, loyal to the organization, they are the assets to a supervisor, most of which are inherited rather than acquired. Okay, so let us see. First is thoroughness. What do you mean thoroughness? Thoroughness means a supervisor must have good knowledge about all the information relevant to that particular task which he or she is doing. अगर नर्सिंग आप एक यूनिट में काम कर रहे हैं तो आपके सुपरवाइजर को पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन पता होना चाहिए कि उस वार्ड में क्या काम है, क्या किस टाइप के पेशेंट्स आते हैं, क्या करना है, सारा डिटेल्स पता होना चाहिए. वो है थॉरोनेस. फेयरनेस मतलब a supervisor should have a sense of justice. She should be considerate and truthfulness towards her subordinates. है ना, अगर तुम काम बांट रहे हो, ये मेरा फेवरेट है तो इसको कम काम देती हूँ, है ना, ऐसा नहीं. फेयरनेस मीन्स she should have a sense of justice. Okay, then she should consider all equal. Okay, not favoritism should not be there. And truthfulness also, she should be truthful to her subordinates. Then initiativeness. Now what do you mean by initiativeness? Initiative means she should initiate the work. She should have quality of courage, self confidence, decision making. Okay, कैसे decision लेना. Tact मतलब saying and doing things in a way which give the subordinates a feeling of playing an important part in whatever is being done. Okay, so tact. ठीक है, तो आपके आप कुछ भी बोलते हो, आप कुछ भी करते हो, सबॉर्डिनेट्स को एक फीलिंग होना चाहिए कि दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आपको टैक्टफुली डील करना है. ठीक है, कुछ काम करवाना है, आपको ऐसे बात करना है कि ये काम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, तभी तुम्हारा सबॉर्डिनेट वो काम करेगा. ठीक है, देन इज एंथुजियाज्म. It is an enthusiasm means eager to do the work. Okay, you should be committed to the organizational goals. You should be devoted to your organizational goals. Then emotional control, yes, you should have emotional maturity. Okay, which controls and channels emotions in the right direction. Okay, आपका subordinate रो रहा है तो आप भी बैठ के रो रहे हो. No, you should have control over your emotions also. Okay, then some more qualities of a good supervisor is personal qualifications. Yes, that is integrity, honesty, ability to cooperate, ability to attract, motivate others, unite others to work. All these personal qualifications should be there. Teaching ability should be there. You know, that is ability to communicate with the subordinates. Okay. Now let us see the types of supervision. Generally, there are two types of supervision. One is direct supervision and the other is indirect supervision. Now, what do you mean by direct observation? Direct supervision or direct observation means concurrent observation of the workers. जैसे आपके अपने नर्सेस के केसेस में जब एक नर्स कोई टास्क परफॉर्म कर रही है आप देन एंड देयर फेस टू फेस यू आर ऑब्जर्विंग or you are supervising that particular nurse. Okay, on the spot appraisal. Okay, on the spot you are seeing the performance of that particular nurse. Okay, so direct observation is face to face with worker. Okay. Or where we do this direct observation, you see you have to use a democratic approach. You should not lose temper. Okay, आपको देखो जब आप बात करते हो आप कुछ काम करवा रहे हो आप किसी का काम ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हो आप देखो यू गिव अ चांस ऑफ टू वर्कर आल्सो टू रिप्लाई do not talk too much fast or too slow and be human. Okay, you should not be aggressive. Okay, you should not lose tumor. You should understand the need of that particular subordinate and do not give instruction haphazard way. That is why we always a supervisor should have both technical skills and the professionals so that they can guide them or guide the or give the correct instructions to the subordinates. Okay, so where does it take place? Direct supervision. Okay, so direct supervision may take place in the hospital setting, in different nursing situations, for assessing and monitoring the efficacy of nursing care services. Okay, कहीं पे भी कर डायरेक्ट ऑब्जर्व चाहे वो इंडोर हो या आउटपेशेंट. ठीक है. फॉर एग्जांपल direct observation includes performance of different nursing procedures, okay, by the nursing staff being supervised. देन कम्युनिटी सेटिंग्स में आप किसको देख सकते हो कम्युनिटी सेटिंग्स में जब व्हेन ANMs एंड पब्लिक हेल्थ नर्सेस एंड अदर नर्सिंग स्टाफ दे आर ऑब्जर्व व्हाइल दे आर ऑन देयर जॉब्स दैट कैन बी डन. ओके, सो सम जैसे कम्युनिटी हेल्थ का एग्जांपल है होम विजिट्स. ओके, आप देखो जो ANMs होम विजिट्स करते हैं तब आप उनको ऑब्जर्व करिए. एन्यूमरेशन ऑफ द एलिजिबल्स when they are conducting clinical activities. जैसे कम्युनिटी सेटिंग में क्या क्या क्लिनिक एक्टिविटीज रहता है. मेंटेनेंस ऑफ कोल्ड चेन, वैक्सीन्स, इम्यूनाइजेशन प्रॉपरली दे रहे हैं कि नहीं, मदर और चिल्ड्रन को टीचिंग ठीक से दे रहे हैं कि नहीं, जो भी ग्रोथ चार्ट है उसको प्रॉपरली फिल कर रहे हैं कि नहीं, असेसमेंट ऑफ चिल्ड्रन for upper respiratory infection, dehydration. These are some of the clinical activities that you can directly observe. Okay, because who are the people in the community setting who do this? ANMs hai, public health nurses hai, okay, other nursing staffs hai. So they are doing all these clinical activities. So while they do all these clinical activities, you can have a direct observation or a supervision. Okay, examination of antenatal women, like how you are doing the palpation. Okay. So these are some of conduction of mothers meeting. So these are how you are meeting some leaders, influential leaders. So these all comes under your direct observation. Okay. Indirect supervision means it is you are not directly observing anybody. You are doing the observation with the help of record and the report of a worker. ठीक है, वर्कर आपके सामने नहीं है बट आपको रिकॉर्ड और रिपोर्ट्स के आप ऑब्जर्व करते हो एंड देन यू आर डूइंग द इवैल्यूएशन. ओके, सो एंश्योर एवरी वर्कर इज कैरिंग आउट अलॉटेड. आपको इस रिकॉर्ड और रिपोर्ट से कैसे पता चलेगा? आप जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल you see the attendance register, so you will know that yes, the worker is coming and carrying out the allotted work as her plan. Okay, then you can analyze monthly progress report of the worker. है ना, आप किसी को भी पूछ सकते हैं ये वर्कर कैसे काम कर रहा है, घर में आ रहा है, विजिट्स कर रहा है. then providing support and guidance to all worker, ensure that worker is utilizing full capacity in the job. Okay, So these are the examples of in institutional, that is in hospitals. आप कैसे आप लोग खुद वॉच किए होंगे कि स्टूडेंट नर्स का सुपरविजन कैसे होता है, इनडायरेक्ट सुपरविजन। ओके, सिस्टर इंचार्ज लोग जब राउंड लेने जाते हैं तो वो लोग देखते हैं पेशेंट का रिकॉर्ड्स और रिपोर्ट, जैसे टीपीआर चार्ट स्टूडेंट ने फिल किया, इनटेक आउटपुट मेंटेन है कि नहीं, स्पेशल रिपोर्ट्स, वाइटल साइंस, ये सब लिखा है कि नहीं। कैसे पता चलेगा? जब आप प्रॉपरली चार्टिंग कर रहे हैं तो समझ में आ रहा है कि हाँ, ये स्टूडेंट नर्स आ रही है तो ये अपना पूरा काम कर रही है। ठीक है। देन पेशेंट हिस्ट्री शीट्स, ट्रीटमेंट रिकॉर्ड्स, रिजल्ट ऑफ इन्वेस्टिगेशन, मेंटेनेंस ऑफ बुक्स, राउंड बुक्स, नर्सिंग केयर प्लान्स प्रॉपरली बन रहा है कि नहीं, नर्सेस नोट्स है। ठीक है। एडमिशन रजिस्टर, डिस्चार्ज रजिस्टर, डेथ रजिस्टर आर प्रॉपरली मेंटेन। okay, by observing, by seeing all these things, that is indirect observation. Okay. Then community mein how can you do? Record review include inspection and examination of the work diary, है ना? You can check the work diary of the individual workers, work then performance report of the individual workers. Then you can check the copies of monthly reports that is sent to the authorities. Eligible couple और child registers को आप check करो। सब चीज अगर properly maintained है, that means the worker is doing the work according to the plan. Then other records available in specific settings. Okay. Now these are the techniques of supervision. Okay, that is group conference, individual conference, anecdotal reports, assistance with bedside care. Okay, group conference, that means for example all the staffs having meeting together. So these meetings, they are used by the supervisor. Periodical meetings हो गया, ठीक है, these are used by the supervisor to review the clinical performance. And through group conferencing you can also plan remedial actions according to the individual staff member needs. Okay, तो जब ये ग्रुप कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग करते हैं तो the subordinates will come out with their problems, they may have some learning need, so you can work together, you can plan some remedial actions also in order to meet the staff members needs. Okay, न्यू नॉलेज, ग्रुप कॉन्फ्रेंसेस से और क्या क्या हो सकता है? न्यू नॉलेज गिविंग, फॉर एग्जांपल if suppose some of the policy has been changed in your unit, you can give information about that, about the target of the goals in community, for example, about the targets and goals of the healthcare. If some newer ideas are there, innovative ideas are there, that can be used in group conference. Okay, so in this the supervisors can along with the subordinates involvement, they can uh, they can help each individual. Then individual conference, that is by talking to individual worker. Okay, anecdotal reports, anecdotal reports is meant what, writing incident. Okay, writing or recording an incident. For example, I'll just give you an example. For example, you are a student. Okay, and you are a student and it has been observed that so and so comes. This is a record how we write an anecdotal report. Okay, for example, the objective is to do proper work in the ward. Okay, to do the proper clinical exposure in the ward. But आप एज अ क्लिनिकल सुपरवाइजर आप वॉच कर रहे हो, आप रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हो, रिपोर्ट कर रहे हो, मिस्टर जॉन और मिस्टर सो एंड सो या मिस रूपा, शी कम्स टू द वार्ड लेट. Okay, you are writing a short story, you are writing an incident. She comes too late, she comes ward very late, gives a very haphazard patient care, does not have knowledge about the medicines. Okay, so then not only this, then it also reports what that student will do. The student will say that in future I will come in time, I will keep my knowledge updated. So this is an anecdotal record. Okay, jahan pe you are writing, you are describing the behavior of an individual in the form of a short incident. Okay, then assistance with bed care. Okay, bedside care. So if suppose when our as a staff nurse, our duty is to provide bedside care to the patients. So especially the student nurse, you can assist the student nurse with bedside care, you can guide them, you can help them. Okay, then supervision of nursing procedure. When any nursing procedure is done, you have to see that it is done correctly in order to prevent any malpractice and to prevent any negligence. Okay. Then these are the tools: checklist, rating scale, nursing rounds, nurses reports. You all know what is checklist. For example, a person, this is an example, checklist for an aspect, pre-operative care. Okay. For example, patient who is going to have an immediate abdominal surgery. It just this is, checklist, this is one of the most important and common tool of supervision that can be used both in direct or indirect methods of supervision. Okay. So what is this checklist? Checklist में क्या करते हैं? It is a list of essential component. एक task का हम लोग एक list बनाते हैं, statement बनाते हैं. Task हो सकता है, skill हो सकता है, कोई भी activity हो सकता है, और हम लोग देखते हैं कि performer ने या स्टाफ नर्स ने या स्टूडेंट ने उस पर्टिकुलर एक्टिविटी को किया है कि नहीं. ठीक है. सो दिस इज वेरी इफेक्टिव. इससे क्या होता है, आपका ड्यूप्लीकेशन नहीं होता है ना. और ये ऐसे सुपरवाइज करने से हम लोग हर एक टास्क का हर एक कॉम्पोनेंट इसमें सुपरवाइज होता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप देखिए, एक और एग्जाम्पल, जैसे आप स्टूडेंट नर्स है, जब आपकी क्लिनिकल सुपरवाइजर आपको सुपरवाइज करती है, आप सपोज एक प्रोसीजर कर रहे हैं, तो क्या देखेंगे, उसमें एक चेकलिस्ट रहेगा. यस, हैज ऑल द equipments or all the essential things that are needed for the procedure. For example, if you are doing the procedure of oral hygiene, so checklist कैसे हो सकता है? Tray set proper. Okay. So the all essential equipments in the tray present, तो आप उसमें yes no में या yes में टिक करोगे. ठीक है. Then provided psychological support to the patient, yes no. Did hand hygiene before doing the oral hygiene, yes no. So that is the checklist. So this is an example of for a patient who is undergoing abdominal surgery. So in that, what all things you have to do? First thing is you have to check the patient's blood group and RH factor. Checked or not? If yes, yes. No, no. Intravenous fluids that is ordered for checked, sent to OT, yes, no. So these are the components. These are the tasks whether that particular person has performed or not. ये है rating scale. ठीक है. This is a rating. In this you are rating the person, how far the person has done that particular work. Okay. So in rating scale you are rating the performance, whether आपने ये checklist में क्या था, instead of you are only seeing whether that person has done or not. कैसे किया उसमें ये नहीं बता रहा checklist में. हाथ धोया, लेकिन कैसे धोया, रेट करना है आपको उनको कि हाथ ठीक, पुअरली धोया, एक्सीलेंट, गुड performance. That is rating. Okay. So instead of yes no, however, you have to prepare a scale for rating. It can be a 3-point scale, it can be a 5-point scale, or it can be a 7. आप लोग देखे होंगे 3-point scale, जैसे good, average, poor, ये 3-point scale है. 5 point very good, good, satisfactory, poor, और उसमें रेटिंग रहता है. जैसे स्ट्रांगली एग्री कर रहे हो तो आप 5 मार्क्स देंगे, स्ट्रांगली डिसएग्री कर रहे हो तो आप 1 मार्क देंगे. तो उसमें रेटिंग रहता है. ओके. फॉर एग्जांपल, दिस इज हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू रेट द क्वालिटी ऑफ वर्क ऑफ एन इंडिविजुअल. जैसे केयरलेस वर्कर है तो 1 मार्क. गुड क्वालिटी ऑफ वर्क, suppose the worker is perform careless worker and tends to repeat some types of error, so you will give 1, you will rate him as 1. Okay. But if the worker is good, performs high quality of work, no errors, utilization of time, then you are going to give you a 5-point scale. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is how you are going to rate that person according to the performance of his work. That is rating scale. Okay. This is nursing rounds. For example, in maternity units, okay, nursing rounds में हम लोग क्या क्या पूछते हैं? Give me your ward census. How many deliveries have taken place in the morning? Out of them, how many are primaries? How many are multiparas? Out of this many, out of 100 deliveries, normal deliveries, how many of them had episiotomies? Has there been any forceps delivery, cesarean? So by making note of all this information can be done by nursing rounds. Okay, so nursing rounds can be done um, um, because nursing rounds, it can be considered to be another tool of supervision, especially in nursing. So what you do is you ask certain questions. You ask questions about the individual patients, and also you ask general questions, like regarding the ward. So you can compare the subordinates answer with the factual data and assess how much she know about her patients and the ward. ठीक है, समझ में आया? जैसे वार्ड में नर्सिंग स्टाफ है ना, आप पूछ रहे हो ठीक है आज आप बताइए टोटल वार्ड टोटल पेशेंट कितना, when a clinical supervisor, when a teacher, clinical instructor comes to you for supervision in the ward, what does she ask you? First ask how many patients are there. So she will compare the actual data, she will see the report और आपको कितना मालूम है. ठीक है, आपने अगर बोला 10 है और इसमें दिखा रहा है आपका एडमिशन रजिस्टर में दिखा रहा है 15 पेशेंट्स है, दैट मीन्स you are giving a wrong answer, you are giving a blind answer. Okay, so in that way she will make out that how much you know about your patient or about the ward. So this technique can be used in the hospital, both indoor and clinics, also during home visits made by the public health nurse staff, जैसे ANMs है, health supervisors है. So some questions can be asked during the nursing round so that you can assess how much the person knows about that particular area. Reports, you have seen, no, the nursing in charges, they write day and night reports written by the charge nurses. डेली मॉर्निंग आप देखे होंगे ना, रिपोर्ट बुक रहता है, मॉर्निंग शिफ्ट का रहता है, इवनिंग का रहता है, नाइट का रहता है. So they also serve as a tool of supervision, particularly in the indirect method of supervision. Here we can get the charge nurses' knowledge and awareness about their patients, their condition, what has been done for them, and who require priority attention. Now these are the elements of supervision. Supervisor होना चाहिए, supervisor है तो subordinate भी होगा, their relation, the environment in which they are working, and their relationship with each other. Okay, now these are the functions of supervision. So what are the functions? First is the administrative functions. Okay, so what do you mean by this administrative function? So by the term assigning duties, preparing duty roster, providing materials, supplying to facilitate the staff's performance, all these are administrative functions. Next is teaching. Teaching is sharing your knowledge, you are providing technical guidance. Okay, that means whenever you have to something has to be done, you can guide them, so you play a role of a teacher. Helping, the supervisor helps by solving the problems that is faced by the staff and to complete her work, particularly in emergencies. Linking, okay, the supervisor acts as a link between the communication link between the staff and the higher authorities and the other teams of the team. For example, the teacher acts as a link between the student and the principal. If a student wants the leave, first she asks the teacher and the teacher gets the permission from the principal. Evaluation, each supervisor is supposed to carry out performance appraisal of all the staff working under her in a unit and provide feedback. These are the other functions of supervision: orientation of newly posted staff, assessment of workload, assess need of supplies and equipment, coordination with the worker, evaluation of worker, helping individual to cope with the problem, facilitate the flow of communication, raise the level of motivation, establish control and confidence, and record keeping. Okay, so remember that if you fail to supervise properly, there will be deficiencies. Okay, and you won't be able to provide a good nursing service. So supervision is very important, क्योंकि अगर हम लोग supervise नहीं करेंगे तो क्या होगा? It will result in mishaps, accidents, failure of therapy, and even malpractice, and it can have an effect on the patient care. So realize that professional nurses want supervisors as mentors and role models. Okay, so हर nurses का एक इच्छा रहता है, their supervisor should be their mentor and their role models. Okay, so these are some of the principles that has to be followed that I have already told you. So I'm going to just skip it out. Then plan what to supervise. A supervisor should know what to supervise and how well you are delegating the work. Okay, so जब कुछ भी काम आप देते हो, आप implement करते हो, आपको पता, be specific है ना कि ये फला this nursing staff or this what is her particular duty. Give encouragement, give reasons, allow questions, give clarifications, give them a time limit, what is your expectation, and follow up is very important. Okay, and yes, finally evaluation is very important. Get the feedback from your workers whether the task that has been delegated is completed or not, the outcome of the overall work. Okay, in particular with the care of the patient, if she has done, how can you see the outcome? The patient will be much better. Okay, then you assess the variances and the processes whatever they are doing. If you find that some revisions has to be made, you made some changes and look newer methods to improve. Okay, so so supervisor should gain the cooperation and confidence of the staff through respect, be a role model, believe and trust your staff, and ask from someone, do not demand. Okay, you should not demand, you have to do this, you should not demand, you ask. Okay, respect others feeling. Be organized, give clear instructions, know the strengths and weakness of your staff, be firm and direct. Okay, in emergency situation, you should know, you should take decision what to do. Allow creativity and you should be a good listener. You motivate your worker and reward your worker. Be honest, direct to the point. For every negative thing, always say one positive thing. Okay. Never ask someone to do something that you are not willing to do yourself. है ना, आप जो नहीं कर सकते हो, आप दूसरों को कैसे बोल सकते हो? Okay. Then provide clear communication. Understand each other. Be pleasant. Listen what others say. Don't be afraid to trust. Trust your workers. Encourage education because it is an outgoing process, and make experienced in the area. Experienced person is comfortable and a comfortable manager is efficient. Okay. Now these are certain supervision issues, leadership styles. I'm not going in detail because you have already done this. Okay, all people like democratic type of leadership. So you follow a democratic style while you supervise. Okay, communication, you should be a good communicator, you should be a good listener, you can have expert skill, but if you do not demonstrate your skill, what will happen? You will have very little power on your subordinates. Motivation, okay, you have to motivate. If you do not motivate, you cannot maintain your staff. Okay, then delegation, how to delegate the work. Okay, you should be fair and just. Okay, so you can see this, the three styles of supervision. Okay, so nobody likes autocratic style, all likes democratic, and democratic style always get cooperation. And who is less fair, यानी कि एकदम सुस्त leadership, nobody likes that also. That then the subordinates, the workers will work as they wish. So supervision is more effective by cooperative relationship, good knowledge, skillful communication, constructive evaluation, constructive praise, and sometimes criticism also. Okay, it is not that you always praise your subordinates. Where you find they need criticism, you have to criticize so that they can correct themselves. Okay, so what is expected from me as a supervisor? The organization I belong, my superiors, my peers, my subordinates, and the patients. Okay, you should know your responsibility towards all these. Okay, so respect for self, respect to others, responsibility for all your actions. So thank you and good luck. In future, you be efficient supervisors.